thanks for coming out. My name is Holtsberry, and I'm the president of the Buckeye Institute for Public Policy Solutions. I'm glad you could be here. Today we are releasing a new report on right to work, and I wanted to do a little introduction of that report before I let the lead author of the report speak to the details. The first thing that needs to be said is this is not a debate that Ohio can avoid. There are some people on various sides of the issue who have tactical questions or political questions about the debate. But we think from a public policy standpoint, this is not an issue that we can avoid. Obviously, our neighbor Indiana has already addressed the issue, and so that brings it into the Midwest. And Michigan and Minnesota and other states are already debating it. So it's not something we can avoid. It's a reality in our region. But we do believe the debate needs to be based on the facts, the history of the actual issue, and the economic reality that underlies it. So that's what we're trying to do with this report, is have the debate take place based on the facts and the economic realities, rather than slogans or myths or misinformation. The second thing is the context for this report really is the economic stagnation of Ohio over the last 30 years. And I think this is sometimes an issue that doesn't get enough notice. We've had economic difficulties for many, many years. Even in the 90s, Ohio, I think, was ranked 37th in terms of growth during the boom years. So Ohio has been falling behind, farther and farther behind. Just a couple of statistics, and I don't want to ruin the report for you, but a couple of statistics that I think are striking. From 1997 to 2008, Ohio per capita income went from 1% above the national average to 11% below the national average. Another striking statistic, from 2000 to 2009, an estimated 368,000 people left Ohio. That equals 109 people a day, 7 days a week, leaving Ohio. So people are choosing, they're not choosing Ohio and they're leaving the state to the south and the west. So that is the context for the debate surrounding right to work. It's the economic stagnation of Ohio and the moving of jobs and people and companies, human and financial resources, away from Ohio. The author of the report, Dr. Richard Vedder, is a distinguished professor of economics at Ohio University and an adjunct scholar at the American Enterprise Institute. He is the author of numerous scholarly papers in journals of economics and public policy, as well as several books. So let me introduce Dr. Richard Vedder to talk specifically about the report and some of the details. And myself and Dr. Vedder will be available after the press conference for interviews or questions that you might have. So thanks again for coming, and welcome, Dr. Vedder.